Hello. As the title says, this channel henceforth is going to be taking a different direction to what it has been since August. I've decided that I'm no longer interested in pursuing these topics such as that relating to my books or other franchises that we've discussed. Rather instead, at this stage, I want to revert this back to my original idea for wanting to do a YouTube channel in the first place, that being something more musical, song-based, seeing as in the past I have enjoyed in a completely amateur capacity singing, whether that was, okay, granted, a couple of times in a musical stage show capacity, not in a leading role but as part of those, or more often just the likes of singing to myself to and from work / other locations. So I wanted to make something of that because it was something I enjoyed. At the time, back in August, I then turned around and decided actually no, I'm not confident enough yet to be putting that on the internet. Yet now that we're here, however many months later, yes, I'm ready to go back to that original concept. So per that intention, this would have originally been called Impromptu A Cappella, a title that this channel will change to eventually in turn, but I'll give some people some time to adjust and they don't randomly just have another channel that they don't recognise with a new name and icon or whatever. It's called that because a cappella, since I don't want to have to deal with any kind of copyright or whatever, and also I don't want to deal with editing in background music or playing music or whatever, a fact that has stayed true throughout most of the videos that were done on this channel anyway. And then impromptu because if I was to try to make content out of this that still in turn I'd want it to be differentiated from other such content, because I'm aware there's a lot of singers on YouTube, the gimmick that I came up with, and I'm not saying this is necessarily unique, I personally haven't come across it, but who knows, the idea being that I would have no preparation before singing any of these songs. I have with me here this wheel of what I would think of as musical genres, not like rock and whatever, since I'm not going to be the best at identifying what song belongs in what category there, but more the genres of subjects covered in song, and I'll come back to those momentarily. I wanted to get an actual spinning wheel, again back last year when I was going to start this channel, although the ones online were expensive and I couldn't find any in person. These are that app will do. And so yeah, the idea is that at the beginning of the video, we'd tap that, it would spit out a genre, and then I would have a few seconds to come up with a song that I know and go through it, and then at the end of the video you will have, well, in the description as well, but then at the end tag a link to an actual version of the songs so that you can listen to it how it's supposed to be performed. Additionally, as part of this, there'd be other rules, like if I was to mess up at any point, either stumble or hesitate or go massively off what the real words are, then I would stop and restart the whole thing. So again, another thing I didn't want to do at the beginning of trying out YouTube was editing, so by doing these in one take, obviously this intro's had cuts in it, but by doing the songs in one take, then that'll be easy on that half. And also that should give more evidence to the fact that I am doing this without checking the lyrics. When I say going too massively off the correct course, obviously we may not know songs perfectly. When we're listening to them, we think they're one thing, and so when we sing along, we continue doing our version, and then we may learn eventually that actually, no, these are the real words. Like, so long as it's along the right lines, I'm not going to be penalising myself if it's a tiny bit different, so long as we keep the flow going and get through the whole thing, as I say, in one motion. In terms of this video here, since we're introducing the concept, I'm probably going to be doing 3, one after the other. If we see cuts between the spinning of the wheels and the singing, then that's because, like on the second or the third ones or whatever, I messed up and needed to start again, but the main thing is there won't be cuts within the songs themselves. Since I haven't been walking to work in a year like most people, it's quite possible that, as I again, by proxy of that, I haven't been singing to myself, I may have forgotten some of the songs that I knew, or sections of them anyway, so it may be that as I start going through, I'll suddenly realise I hit a wall, and that'll again be a count to starting all over again. So we'll see how this goes. Yet again, if this does pick up, if you do like it, then I will do a bit more preparatory stuff for the subsequent ones, which again would only be one song per video, where, again, not that I would know what song I'd be going into the video with, but I'd make a point of re-listening to the songs that I did kind of the lyrics of in general. I mean, the days in between to see what happens. It's a slight thing of recording because I find it sometimes odd to find times to record anyway for what were the usual videos. I think I need to be even more careful because I'm still kind of awkward about this. On the internet it's fine, but I'm going to wait until the house is empty to do this, as I have today. But we'll see what we'll get there. We'll make things work. I've probably been doing too much preamble at this point. Anyway, let us just get a start. So to clarify, the categories here for what I would think of as genres of songs. So in the red, you have a love song. Orange, sad songs. Green, dark songs. In the lighter blue, miscellaneous. So really that could be anything from any of the categories, but ideally that would be something that doesn't fit into any of the others. Like maybe the theme song to a TV show or something, or a film that's got an extended song or something like that, or I don't know, yeah, just anything, whatever. From a musical specifically, ideally that would be stage musicals, but considering what ones I'm more likely to remember, just knowing me, for this one, if I end up landing on that category, I may end up instead doing like a musical episode of a TV show or something like that as well, because I'm counting that under the same umbrella. In darker purple, I know the different shades of purple I don't think. You have tells a story, so a song that actually has a narrative to it. In your lighter purple, you have either a shanty or a rap. I have grouped those together because I only know a small number of either of those, even fewer so the raps, and I don't really want to be doing those, but to acknowledge that I know a couple. And this is actually also going to be the case before The Weller Man became popular at the beginning of this year. I don't know that one, though I do enjoy the original version, i.e. before the remix, but there's a couple there. And then lastly, you have Based On. So when it comes to the music that I'm listening to, especially more recently, years-wise, more of the artists that I'm listening to or finding new songs from may be the likes of The Stupendium, Random Encounters. Nate Wants to Battle relates to this concept, wherein these are songs that have been inspired by video games, say. And so they're not from the game itself, but they are based upon it. So if we land on that, we'll see what we get. Obviously, you can have songs that fit into multiple categories of this. For instance, if I was to land on love, I could do a sad love song. And then maybe the next spin around, into, again in this video we're going to be doing multiple, I could land on then sad. Well, we'll just have to roll with the punches then. You'll get 2 out of the 3 songs being sad, just for slightly different ways. If it lands on the exact same category, we'll spin it again. Again, to still get some variety though. Okay. This is still preambling, but this, in fairness, was stuff you needed to know. Though, we now begin. So, our first spin. Get the light off the screen there. How helpful for a very first one, miscellaneous. Okay. Alright, so. Shut me out, let me in, show me what's underneath your skin, show me who you really are. I am tired of all your lies, is it me you've come to despise? Tell me, are you gonna fall from grace? Fall from grace. Well, understanding you is quite the feat. You get ice cold when you turn up to heat. But did it have to end like this? Where will you go from here? You have realized all my fears. You have started the fall from grace, the fall from grace. Ooh, ooh. It's a long way down from where you stood. It's a long way up from where you could end up in the end. And that would be the end. Is there something I could have done? Your descent has already begun. You have already fallen. The fall from grace. fall from grace, fall from grace, fall from grace. Didn't quite get that last harmony on my own, but whatever. Also realised that doing this may disturb the cat, as it did. But oh well. That first one, then, wow, that thankfully we did in one take, hopefully that came out, was Fall from Grace, surprisingly, by The Great Idea, who is, I guess it's fair to say, an indie band. Basically, it's a band that one of my friends belongs to. Yeah, because I don't know, you could probably maybe categorise that in one of the others, but off the top of my head, that was a miscellaneous that I could think of. Hope that was good. With that, number 2, to not make this video too long, with too much preamble, again, not get the light on the screen. Love song. Okay. I live my life in shadow, never the sun on my face. But it didn't seem so sad though, I figured that was my place. Well, now I'm bathed in light, something just isn't right. I'm under your spell, how else could it be that anyone would notice me? It's magic, I can tell. Oh, you set me free, brought me out so easily. I saw a world enchanted, spirits and charms in the air. But I always took for granted I was the only one there. Yet your power shone brighter than any I've known. I'm under your spell, nothing I can do. You just took my soul with you. You worked your charm so well, suddenly I knew everything I dreamed was true. You make me believe. The moon to the tide, I can feel you inside. I'm under your spell, surging like the sea, wanting you so helplessly. A break with every swell, lost in ecstasy, spread beneath my willow tree. You make me complete. You make me complete. You make me complete. I have a feeling I may have forgotten a verse or two there early on. If I did, I will have cut this out. If not, well, oh well, I'm now going to be doing another one just in case. So we may end up with 4 in this video after all. Either way, because I'm doing this all in one recording, I'll only check these out afterwards. Either way, to clarify, that was Under Your Spell from the musical episode from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, once more, with feeling. So, just in case that didn't come out well, or I missed out too much of the song for me to include it, we'll do another one. If not, for context, whatever. Here we now have Spinning Again. Well, we just had miscellaneous, didn't we? So to spin it again. Based on, okay. We're back, revamped, the madness never ends. We're not alone, this time we brought some friends. No doors, no hope, yet you keep coming back. Well, if this is what you want, then you can be just like us. It's what we're made to do. You act like we're to blame. Wear a mask to hide yourself when really it makes us the same. A couple hours, but it's feeling like days. Now you're running out of power, leave you mangled and winding away. Step 1, check the lights and empty out the halls. Did you hear that? There's banging in the walls. Enjoy your new job, cause it might be your last. We've made it to 6 AM. We'll see you tomorrow. whoa. It's what you're made to do, you act like we're to blame. Wear a mask to hide yourself when really it makes us the same. A couple hours but it's feeling like days, now you're running out of power, leave you mangled. It's what we're made to do, you act like we're to blame. Wear a mask to hide yourself when really it makes us the same. A couple hours but it's feeling like days, now you're running out of power, leave you mangled and winding away. That was a bit more energy. That was Mangled by Nate Wants to Battle, based upon Five Nights at Freddy's franchise. I believe specifically Five Nights at Freddy's 2, but yeah, because it mentions the mask, doesn't it? Yes, Five Nights at Freddy's 2. And so, with that, God, I actually now feel like I could go on doing this a while, but last one for today. We'll save more content for more songs because I only know a finite amount for future videos. Last one. What's gonna be? Shanty or rap? Alright, I think for this time, yes, I'm going to do a shanty because as alluded before, I don't want to do rap. I'm not brilliant at them. It's more the fact I just know a couple. Right, shanty, as I say though. Come all, you know, hopers, you jokers and rogues. We're on the road to nowhere, let's find out where it goes. It might be a ladder to the stars, who knows? Come all, you know, hopers, you jokers and rogues. We'll leave all your furrows in the fields where they lie, the factories and offices, kiss them all goodbye. Have a little faith in the dream maker in the sky. There's glory in believing him, and it's all in the beholder's eye. Come all, you know, hopers, you jokers and rogues. We're on the road to nowhere, let's find out where it goes. It might be a ladder to the stars, who knows? Come all, you know, hopers, you jokers and rogues. We'll turn off your engines and slow down your wheels. Suddenly your master plan's losing its appeal. Everybody knows that this reality is not real. So raise a glass to all things past and celebrate how good it feels. Come all, you know, hopers, you jokers and rogues. We're on the road to nowhere, let's find out where it goes. It might be a ladder to the stars, who knows? Come all, you know, hopers, you jokers and rogues. Awash on a sea of our own vanity, we should rejoice in our individuality. In wind scale course we'll steer a course for sanity. Come all, you know, hopers, you jokers and rogues. We're on the road to nowhere, let's find out where it goes. It might be a ladder to the stars, who knows? Come all, you know, hopers, you jokers and rogues. Come all, you know, hopers, you jokers and rogues. We're on the road to nowhere, let's find out where it goes. It might be a ladder to the stars, who knows? Come all, you know, hopers, you jokers and rogues. I feel like that counts as a shanty. That was No Hopers, Jokers and Rogues. Well, I don't know originally by, but the iteration that I'm thinking of is from Fisherman's Friend, or Port Isaac's Fisherman's Friends, specifically. Well, as I say, that would be the last one. So I'm really in the rhythm of it now. Save that for the future. Hopefully you have enjoyed that. Another thing I didn't mention at the beginning is eventually, I've considered maybe I would think about trying to do an improv song, because I have done improv before as well. I have to see. I think I'll need a bit more practice before I do that. Either way, let me know what you think of this format. Comments below, social media, whatever it may be. And just until I see you again, just remember to keep on singing songs. I'm just recording this bit after the fact because if they now listen to what it was, I'm sure people don't really care about the technical side of things on this channel, but I've spoken before about trying to go backwards and forwards between different cameras and recording equipment and microphones and whatever. I feel like I've never looked at them side by side, but I've had the sense that this, what I originally used to film, what I've come back to recently, was better visually into the sharpness of the image, but nothing especially highlighted in this in a medium that is sound based. And if I wasn't to get a pop card, then this would just be a problem because, again, sorry about the audio quality with that one. I don't know, I'll have to switch back to the other one. Otherwise, I don't know, it just makes me look like a fool to do it this way.